Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to some of my personal favorite Rocket League content to make. We're going to be going over predictions for the Summer Grand Prix tournament for Europe. Truly, these are some of my favorites to make just because you get to talk about, the teams, their strengths, their weaknesses, who's likely to win, how they've been performing as of recently, very fun, very fun. Yeah, and as always, if you guys do enjoy, of course, make sure to hit the subscribe button. You guys know subscribing is the #1 way to support the channel. I thank everybody who does. And yeah, let's get right into the video. First up, we have Team Liquid versus Oxygen Esports, and man, when I saw this is the matchup that we get first, I know a ton of people are not at all going to agree with my prediction, but I'm going with Team Liquid, okay? Yes, Oxygen Esports looks like they were playing very, very well. I mean, in every single community tournament this off-season, I mean, Oxygen Esports have prevailed. They played very well. They've been in the top in Europe in most of them, but if you saw how Liquid played yesterday during the group stages, oh my god. Liquid 3-0'd Vitality, did a number on BDS, just amazing. And this was right after Vitality just obliterated Top Blokes, who's the ex-Veloce roster. So Liquid are on the top of their game. And for those of you guys who maybe haven't been following too closely with the esports scene, Liquid is the old Mouse Sports roster, Cookser Speed, and Fruity. They don't have Scrubkilla and Archie anymore. It's not Archie, it was, crap, what was it? Arju. But yeah, so now it's Cookser Speed and Fruity, and let me tell you, Fruity has looked the best I've seen him play in a long time during those qualifiers, or the group stages, not the qualifiers. But yeah, Fruity looked insane. If those guys are continuing to play the way they played the other day, I mean, they're gonna beat Oxygen, okay? Oxygen, who had to make it through the losers bracket after a loss to FC Barcelona, who are playing with Itachi now, but we'll talk about them later. And yeah, I have to give it to Liquid after just the performance I saw from them. But however, I do expect it to be a close match. I expect that it's possible for it to go either way, 100%. I do think it's kind of a 50-50. I think both these teams look very good. And yeah, but I think that if I were to give the edge to somebody, it would be Team Liquid for sure. Then Team Singularity versus Renault Vitality. And this is another hard one because, again, Vitality have to qualify through the losers finals, while Singularity, they're beating teams like Dignitas, FC Barcelona. I think they look very, very strong, Singularity. I still give it to Vitality. However, I think it'll be a much closer match than people think. Okay, this is definitely not the same Singularity that we saw in RLCS, man. With Scrubkilla on the team, this is a whole new roster, a whole new dynamic of mentality. All right, don't even think of them as the same team from RLCS, okay? The team that got 7th, that was one of the bottom in Europe. No, this is a completely different team. I don't think that they will beat Vitality, but I think it will be a lot closer than some people might have originally thought. And yeah, then we'll get into the loser of Liquid versus Oxygen. So Oxygen versus BDS. And then the next one after that would be Singularity versus Barcelona. So let's talk about Oxygen versus BDS. Honestly, I liked how BDS played, okay? They only won one game versus Top Blokes, unfortunately, but I still think that they play very well, at least in the group stages. Mark by 8 and Monkey Moon always playing very good together. Remember, they picked up Extra. For those of you who don't know, Extra is on BDS, and, I really like the addition of Extra to the team. If anything, I think it is a bit of an upgrade. I do have to say I think it is an upgrade, but I don't think it's going to be a huge dynamic shift, at least from what I've seen so far, that'll take BDS to the top of Europe, okay? Personally, that's from what I saw, but you never know. They could really, really show up here, but I am going to give it to Oxygen Esports in this case because Oxygen with Astral and Shazette, how they've been playing, they play very well. But yeah, I'm going to have to give it to them. I don't think too many people would disagree with that. And then we get into Singularity versus FC Barcelona, and I gotta give it to Singularity, man. The way they were playing yesterday was very good. They did go 1-goal game toe-to-toe with FC Barcelona, man. They had 3 overtimes in the game that they played against them, but at the end of the day, Singularity won, and I'll be honest, it could easily go either way. They truly, both these teams do look like they're 50-50 with each other, Singularity and Barcelona, at least from what we saw from them the other day. And, I could very well be wrong, but I'm going to say Singularity, who are going to take this. The new players on each roster, Scrubkilla and Itachi, I think they're great additions to the team, but sadly only one can win. I'm giving it to Singularity. They won yesterday. I still think that it could go either way. I'm picking Singularity. And then let's get on to the losers semifinals, which would be Oxygen versus Singularity. And you know what? I'm gonna make kind of a bold prediction. I know a lot of people assume that Oxygen would win in a matchup against Singularity, man, but the way Singularity was playing yesterday, I think that they have a chance to beat Oxygen. I really do. I am going to give it to Singularity in the losers semifinals, okay? FC Barcelona beat Oxygen, but then Singularity come out and beat them. Singularity qualified through the upper bracket. Oxygen have to qualify through the lower bracket. You know, Oxygen almost lost to the team that Singularity beat then. They lost by 1 goal in Game 5. I don't know. You know, I think that Singularity is going to come out a lot stronger than some people might think. Could Oxygen take it? Absolutely, they definitely have the ability to, but I'm guessing Singularity, man. I don't care what anybody else thinks. We're going Singularity with this. I want to say Singularity in those losers finals, but now we're going to talk about the winners finals. Team Liquid versus Renault Vitality. And this is a matchup I'm sure everybody wants to see in the playoffs. You know, we did get to see it in the group stages. Team Liquid obviously took that, as mentioned earlier, 3-0. But man, let me tell you something about these two rosters, and it's that it's going to be a battle in the winners finals. But with Team Liquid popping off so much right now, I'm going to give it to Team Liquid in the winners finals, and I think that Vitality would drop down to play Singularity in the losers finals. God, if this bracket goes the way I predicted, I'm going to be shocked. I think that in all my history of predicting, I got one bracket right, and it was like super easy. Like, you know, there really wasn't any upsets. It was one of those kind of brackets. So imagine if I actually get this bracket right. That'd be amazing. But yeah, so the losers finals, Singularity versus Vitality. It's going to be the rematch. Unfortunately, I don't think Singularity has what it takes to beat Vitality right now. You know, I think Vitality is a very solid team. You know, I think the Alpha 54, during this offseason, Alpha 54 has looked like one of the best players in the entire world. I think that he is just an insane player when he is on, and he usually is on. All right, I think Vitality win in the losers finals and make it all the way to the grand finals. And another Vitality versus Team Liquid. And I'm pretty sure it is a bracket reset, so here's my prediction. I think Vitality take it to the bracket reset, and then Team Liquid end up winning in the second best of 7. Okay, and yeah, I think Team Liquid take the whole thing, but I think that whoever comes in through that upper bracket is most likely gonna win it, because you only got to win 1 series. Whoever's coming in from the losers bracket has to win 2 series. Okay, so I do think that Liquid is gonna take this against Vitality, and I do want to talk about a couple of these rosters real quick. So Team Liquid, okay, obviously just a ton of morale for this team. You know, coming in with this one of the biggest esports orgs, all right, Team Liquid. And they're playing so well, this Mouse Sports roster. We knew that this team had potential, especially what we saw from them during Spring Series and during the regional championships. We know that Speed and Cookster are a great duo together. It was all about finding that right third. We loved Archie. No, not Archie. What's his name? Arju. I get Archie and Arju mixed up all the time. My bad. But we saw that the Mouse Sports roster just had so much potential coming out of the regional championships, going into Spring Series. It was just all about finding that right fit, that right third, and I really do think that they found it with Fruity and being Team Liquid. Now, I think Liquid picked up a really great team. I don't know if they'll be the best in the region, but they'll be a top team in the region for sure. They're going to be one of the best in RLCS for sure. I have a ton of good things to say about that Liquid move. And then the other team that I wanted to talk about was Team BDS with Extra. I think Extra, it truly is one of the most underrated players of last season of RLCS. I mean, I think that he was a very solid, very good mechanical player. I mean, the man had some moves, and I really liked what I saw from him. And the reason I say I think he was a very underrated player is because, I mean, that AS Monaco roster, I mean, they set a new record. Not a good one. They were the first team in history to go 0-9. You know, just definitely not the best performance. And I kind of got the feeling that when AS Monaco got auto-relegated, most of the people just said, alright, bye, sayonara, even though I always thought that Extra was a very, very good player, the best on the team by far. So I am actually very, very glad that he's getting the opportunity to play in the RLCS again, because, I mean, the man had some moves. Does anybody remember this play?
Right to the corner. Now on the other end, Extra, the flip reset, and the dunk! Unreal from Extra.
Oh, way to track that one down. Normally, when you take that one out of your half, you get that much power on it.
Yeah, remember when Extra did that? I mean, Extra, I feel like, was just a very underrated player. I think because his team didn't perform so well. You know, they had some chemistry issues, some issues with speed to the ball as a team. I think that definitely hurt his ability to perform like we've seen him play, especially during that one game against Scrub Killa. Like, man, I really do like what most of these teams have done. I think the only team that didn't make a roster change is Team Vitality. But it's like in North America, G2 are the only team that didn't make a roster change either. Even NRG, SSG all made roster changes. Sonics is looking to make one now. Everyone's making roster changes, and it's roster mania throughout all of Rocket League, and it's great. I love it. I love seeing these new teams play even better together than they did with their older teams. Yeah, some really good stuff. And yeah, that's everything I wanted to talk about. Thank you all for watching, as always, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.